Program 8. Just the facts, feelings and hunches. When you watch a murder mystery show on television, how do you go about trying to solve the case? Do you carefully collect the facts as they're revealed? Or do you prefer to pay attention to the emotions between the various people, in an attempt to work out who the killer might be? Or maybe you have a strong hunch about one of the characters and why they might have done it, even though the facts suggest otherwise. If it's a good thriller, you're quite often completely surprised when the killer is revealed, and at that point you suddenly realize that you were missing key pieces of information, and the really annoying bit is that the information is usually obvious after the fact. So what does this have to do with creativity? Well, as a basic rule, it's much easier to solve a problem when you have all the relevant information. Unfortunately, most of the time, people simply don't spend long enough gathering the facts before they jump into action. However, that's only part of the problem, because even if you decide to spend the time investigating the situation, how can you be sure that you're collecting the right information? Fortunately, there are some simple ways to give your detective skills a boost. The first thing to be aware of is that when it comes to creative problem solving, we must not limit ourselves to just the cold hard facts. Feelings, hunches, and even unanswered questions can all play a crucial role in helping us understand the problem. Now, you could just collect information under those 4 headings at random. However, we find it works best if you take a more organized approach. Let's show you what we mean. In the last program, we asked you to pick a question that you would like to explore. Well, now is the time to bring it out and start working on it. Let's begin, like any good detective, with the facts. Please take a piece of paper and write down the following questions. Why is this situation worth looking at? When does it occur? Is it all the time? Is it only on the 3rd Tuesday of each month? Who are the people involved? Where does it happen? At the office, at home, or just in the corner of your mind? What exactly happens, and why does it happen, or not happen? How have you tried to solve it already? Okay, take a few minutes and try to answer these questions. It's possible that some of the questions won't apply to your situation. That's fine. Just use them to prompt your thinking and gather whatever seems relevant. Now, you've probably guessed by now that this is a divergent activity, so don't judge your answers. Pause the program and restart when you're ready. Welcome back. Now that you've answered these questions, you should have enough information to be able to explain the basic situation to a complete stranger. And this is a really useful step. However, data gathering is not just about the facts. So let's move on to the other types of information. Please take another piece of paper and write down these questions. How do you feel about the situation? What frustrates you about it? What excites you about it? And how do the other people involved feel about this situation? And how are their feelings affecting you? As before, take a few minutes, pause the program, and gather all the emotions relating to your situation. And remember, you don't have to share this information with anyone else, so you can write whatever comes into your mind. Let's look at one other area of information that's usually ignored, and that's your hunches. A hunch is your subconscious mind trying to tell you something important. It may have no factual evidence to support the reasoning, but intuitively can be a driving force in your situation. Perhaps your hunch is, this isn't a good person to get involved with, or people will love it if it's blue. Hunches are important, so make sure you give them attention. When you're thinking about your situation, what hunches come to mind? Write them down, even if they don't make any logical sense. Pause the program and come back when you're ready. Okay, only one more area to explore, and it's a particularly important one. What would you like to know the answer to? Just to be clear, we aren't talking about broad questions such as what's the meaning of life, but rather questions related to the specific situation you're working on. Think about the information you're missing. Don't worry about whether you can get it or not, just write down what you would like to know. Pause the program and restart when you're ready. Okay, at this stage you should have quite a long list of facts, feelings, hunches, and open questions, which help you to map out your situation. What we'd like you to do now is to look through the list and mark those items which you think are really important in defining the issue. We're going to use this list in the next program, so make sure you keep it somewhere safe. Developing the skill to collect the right information before you jump into action takes practice. So today, we want you to concentrate on information gathering. Whenever anyone starts talking about something which is bothering them, use your detective skills to get the facts, feelings, hunches, and open questions. Taking the time to really clarify the situation can be amazingly helpful. People often solve problems just through seeing the facts more clearly. See you in the next program.